as well, leading the SBA with courage, conviction, and heart. I think the American people will be very appreciative of your efforts going forward. Thank you, sir, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. I now recognize Ms. McIver from the great state of New Jersey for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman and Ranking Member, for convening this hearing, and thank you to our witness for being here, Administrator Stallings, for sharing your expertise with the committee today. We're grateful to have you here. The SBA's Disaster Assistance Loan Program is a critical lifeline for our communities, providing direct, low-interest federal loans that businesses, homeowners, and renters rely on to repair or replace property damaged or destroyed by disasters. Today, the SBA is managing more than 100 open economic injury disaster loan declarations, a responsibility of enormous scale and consequence. I have seen the human impact of that responsibility clearly in my district. Earlier this year, intense rainfall in mid-July 2025 overwhelmed drainage systems across northern New Jersey that triggered flash flooding that prompted a statewide emergency declaration. In nearby communities, floodwaters swept vehicles off roadways and caused tragic loss of life. The SBA had to make EIDL assistance available to these impacted businesses. Similarly, following major sinkholes along Interstate 80, the SBA approved more than $1.8 million in EIDL assistance to help local small businesses and nonprofits stay afloat. These events underscore why timely and accessible SBA disaster assistance is critical to helping families and neighborhood businesses during emergencies. With that, Administrator Stallings, you are joining the SBA at a critical time, overseeing a massive portfolio of existing loans and a high volume of new disasters. Many areas, particularly low-lying areas in cities in a district like mine, specifically Newark and Jersey City, are highly vulnerable to flash flooding from intense rainfall due to aging storm sewer systems. How is the SBA actively updating its physical damage assessment protocols and business recovery center outreach models to effectively serve small businesses in dense urban areas where water damage is largely caused by infrastructure backup and street flooding?
I think that's a wonderful question, ma'am, one that hits very close to home. Again, emergency manager of Georgia, the same thing happened in Atlanta, where we had damage, and the only responding agency could be SBA. I think that's what makes our program so beneficial, is the flexibility that we have, the ability to adapt to the disaster that we're facing. One of the beautiful things about working with these districts and these a lot of folks don't realize how impactful a small flood can be in a very condensed community. So there's a lot of businesses that can be impacted by one street that backs up. So I think that makes our program very unique. The governor's certification, 5 businesses, I think that's something that doesn't need to change. I'm very proud of that. We work very hard to make those dollars available. And so for us, we're focusing on ensuring that our timeliness is not held back by us. Again, as I mentioned, we've partnered with our Office of Field, and so I think it's important that those are established relationships. Our district offices, our regional offices that are already out there, they're now getting a good understanding of what we're doing in disaster. And so it gives an opportunity to have those blue sky conversations that we talk about in emergency management, and so that there's a friendly face that they're accustomed to dealing with there on a regular basis. So we work very hard to ensure that we're keeping the focus on the community, whether it be rural or it be in an urban area. I think the value is that we're very flexible, and we bring our program as quickly as possible.
Thank you for that. As you may know, the Trump administration is actively discussed narrowing the scope of the presidential disaster declarations and shifting more responsibility away from FEMA and now to the SBA's disaster loan program. What specific contingency plans has the SBA developed to absorb that increased demand?
So I think it should be noted, and I made a couple notes for myself because I wanted to be accurate, but in fiscal year 25, FEMA declared 143 disasters. We declared 476. So I just throw those numbers out to remind the committee we work a lot by ourselves. We have agency declarations, economic injury, disaster loans, governor certifications. So we're accustomed to working, and so it's nothing unheard for us to be on a disaster, and we're the only game in town, if you will.
Yeah.
So our focus is just remaining on what we're good at, focusing on our areas of expertise, and any additional responsibilities we'll tackle as they come.
Thank you so much, Administrator Stallings, and thank you once again for being here. With that, I yield back, Chairman.
Gentlelady yields back. I now recognize Mr. La Lota from the great state of New York for 5